The UK was embroiled in the bitter Cod War's feud with Iceland, which saw major rows erupt over fishing rights across 2 decades, and fears have emerged similar confrontations could begin as Brexit trade talks look set to end in a stalemate. British authorities are set to send 4 Royal Navy vessels across Britain's territorial waters should negotiators from the UK and EU fail to agree a trade deal this weekend. The vessels are armed with cannons and machine guns, and will patrol the English Channel and Irish Sea, in a bid to stop illegal fishing if no deal is made between the parties. Discussions over a new trade pact have been long, and appear set to end with no deal being struck after both Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and his EU counterpart Ursula von der Leyen, both admitted this was the likeliest outcome. Among the main sticking points for negotiators is the right to fishing in UK waters, with the British determined to take back control of its seas. This is in stark contrast to other major nations, such as France and the Netherlands, which are demanding the UK allow EU ships to continue fishing in its waters. The move to enlist the Royal Navy to patrol its waters, however, invokes memories of when the Cod Wars raged between the UK and Iceland, and ended with thousands of British fishermen losing their jobs. The so-called Cod Wars were a series of confrontations that ran between 1958 and 1976, and centered around fishing rights. Its origins started when the fishing boom, sparked by technological advancements in the 19th and early 20th centuries, began affecting fish stocks, and Iceland decided to take action to stop foreign fishing in waters close to its shore. Iceland started by declaring a 4-mile zone around its shores, but the UK hit back with a ban on the import of Icelandic caught fish. In 1958, after years of failed diplomacy, Iceland expanded its zone to 12 miles and banned foreign fleets from fishing in these waters at all. The UK insisted this flouted international law and did not accept the limits, instead sending Royal Navy frigates to accompany vessels into the exclusion zone. The British sent its frigates HMS Eastbourne, HMS Russell, and HMS Palliser, alongside ocean minesweeper HMS Hound, all sailing from different UK ports, with their movements blacked out in order to avoid any appearance of gunboat diplomacy while there was still a chance the dispute could be settled. It was reported that these boats would be faced off against the Icelandic Navy, much smaller in comparison to their British counterparts, should trouble arise. The patrol of 8 Coast Guard vessels were described by sources close to Iceland's military as being ready to fire into the bridge of any trawler inside the 12-mile limit, which fails to stop after a shot across the bows. During the following 10 days, warships from the UK were dispersed across Iceland's coastline, which stretched for around 1,000 miles.